Happy Monday, is Dr. Tonia here, and I want to talk today because I've talked about this before. I have a previous Monday motivation called Carpe Diem, but it's kind of on that similar theme. But I was inspired. I am, this year I've made a commitment to read more and to do more. Like last year, it was just a lot going on. And I look back and I'm like, wow, I have not really read as much as I wanted to read. But this year, I have committed to read at least 12 books, like one a month. I was showing the books that I'm reading now. So for this quarter, these are like the books that I'm reading. I'm almost done Michelle Obama, Essentialism, Brene Brown. But my reading schedule was interrupted because I had to stop and make sure that last week The Urgent Life came out, and I said I was just going to buy it for next quarter's reading list. I started reading and I could not put it down. It was so good, and I resonated in so many ways with what she was saying. For it deals just with the trials and struggles and loss that she's overcome. If you don't know who she is, I mean, like, definitely she is broken so many barriers for women in marketing. She's worked for Netflix, for Apple, for Pepsi, for so many things as a professional. She's definitely well known, but her story was so powerful and about just the importance of making sure you cherish each day. And after loss, I wanted to read one of the quotes that kind of sums up the book. But just after losing people and different things in her life, she said that I vowed that I would no longer take anything for granted, not a love, not a moment, that from then on I would live life and live every day of my life with urgency. And so I completely agree with that. Personally, I know I experienced loss very early on in my life. When I was younger, as far as my losing my father to cancer and all of my grandparents. So before I was a teenager, so I had thought that that was normal, and then I saw people that had their grandparents or great grandparents, and those are just things that I didn't. I just experienced a loss of many, key people early on in my life, and so I really cherish my relationship with my mother, with my family, and realize how temporal it is, like these things that we have to do in these moments. I used to give my students an assignment when I taught speech at various universities. To The impromptu assignment was, if you only had 30 days to live, what would you do? And they would share about travel, about doing this, and I was like, you need to do those things. Like, those are things that you need to make a plan and do now. Like, don't wait till some tragedy occurs for you to have to do that. And so I just wanted to encourage you for this Monday motivation to live life, not as far as being hurriedly or recklessly or carelessly, but with a sense of urgency, to tell people that you love them, to start the business, to advance the business, to reach out to an old friend or family member that you haven't spoke to, and do the things that are really going to matter in the end. And so that when we look back, it's not with regret, but that we lived life fully. And I look at my father's life and my grandmother, like, they lived life. They took it by the horns, and, like, even though you know my father left early, in his 50s in life, it was just like he definitely, lived his life and enjoyed life and golfed every week, and we traveled, and so it was a full life, and I just want to live a life poured out and do the things that are called. And so I encourage you as well. Definitely encourage you. It just came out last week to get the book, The Urgent Life. I've never read a book so fast. Like, literally, I just got it last week and I'm done. And that's not usual for me. I don't consider myself extremely fast reader. I'm still working on my other 3 books for this quarter, so definitely, it was good. So I encourage you to live life passionately. Every day we have is a gift. What we do with that gift, that present moment, is our gift back to God, and how we use it and cherish it. So have a great week. Live life passionately, and I will see you next week. Take care.